Hi, Robins. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope everyone is doing well. Today we're going to be decorating, so some exciting stuff are going to be happening today. Hi, typing. Hi, Conrad. Hope everyone is doing well. Hi, Spruce. Hi, Cece. And Mark Millo. Hopefully I pronounced that right. If not, don't be afraid to correct me. I hope the fall is starting to treat you all well. Today we're going to be decorating a cozy, wonderful space for a bedroom, something that you can relax in at the end of a long day of SL, just being a resident on the grid. So behind me are some of the items we're going to be using today. I'm just going to show you quickly what we're going to be using. This is actually my first time decorating live, so maybe we'll see how this goes, and if it's something that we enjoy, we can make it a regular thing. Hopefully it'll be fun. So these are some of the items that put me in a fall feel, and we're definitely going to use some of these items today to make a cozy, cute space. So this is a house from Ansu, and I really enjoy their creations, the smaller builds. And we're going to be using the room all the way to the back. And don't worry, the items that we've used today, including this build, I will be putting in the comment section. I'll be able to pin it for you all after the video is done. So we're going to use this space, this room actually. And I think this space is perfect enough to have a cozy bedroom. I think we can use different buildings for decorating. I'm still living in my skybox, so this is a totally different one. So I'm going to show you how to decorate it if you own this particular build. Yes, I love Ansu. Okay. So first, I would really like to let me get my camera control because I cannot build without my camera control. If you don't know how to bring up your camera control, you go up to the ribbon where it says avatar and click down, and you'll see a little drop down for camera control. You can also press Control and K, and that should bring up your camera control. So I'm going to be using this a lot. If my camera's all over the place, please forgive me. I'll try my best to keep it steady so we can see all the little tricks that I have in store for you guys today. So first things first, I did say that we were going to use this piece for our headboard. We found it when we went shopping recently and I just fell in love with it. It just reminded me so much of a beautiful headboard that I once created long time ago for a set, and I was like, oh, you know what, I could probably do something just as pretty with this one as well. Okay, so let's bring this into our space. I think I'm going to set up the bed on this side of the wall. I think this is perfect right here. It's against the wall and it's not in the floor. It's touching the floor as a normal item would in real life. So let's grab the bed. So the bed I'm going to use today is from Dust Bunny. And I like using this bed a lot because it's easy to modify and change around. This bed does come with its own headboard, but I'm going to remove this. But before you remove the headboard, you want to make sure that you have the textures that you desire. So I'm going to place this first. Let me just reach into my inventory and see what I have for this bed. So there is a HUD for this bed, and I'm going to show you. Let me just res it outside and bring it in. Normally you will wear the HUD, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to res it. Hi everyone that's now joining us. So let's bring this HUD inside. So this is the HUD, and it controls different parts of the bed, the sheets, the color of the wood, uh, the headboard, the pillows, the duvet, so, and the throw. So you could change it to green if you desire. Let's see if it's gonna work. There we go. You could change the sheet or the throw to green. Let me just bring this a little closer so that we can see it properly. There we go. You can change the headboard to black, if it would change for me. There we go. Black. You could change the wood of the bed to brown. Oh, I'm not close enough. I think I'm clicking on something else. There we go. There we go. So you can really customize your bed to however you like. When you're doing something like changing a bed or creating something new, for me personally, I like to start with a white canvas. So I like to make my sheets all white, especially if I'm going to add pillows and other things to my decor. So I like to start with everything just white to keep it nice and clean. Okay, add just a little bit of gray, and the headboard doesn't really matter. However, with our new headboard, which is black, I want to keep the legs of the bed as well black, so it kind of looks like it belongs and it marries each other together perfectly. So I'm going to change the legs back to black. It's going to make sure that it changes. Let's bring this over a little closer to me. Okay, why doesn't it want to change today? There we go. So it matches the new headboard somewhat, right? And everything else is the way I want it to be. So I'm going to get rid of the HUD. Don't delete the HUD from your inventory though. You don't want to do that. Keep your HUDs, okay? I'm just getting this away off the screen for now, okay? Now that we have what we need, I'm going to get rid of the headboard, because we have a new headboard, and the shadow as well. I don't know if you can see the little dark spot that came with the bed. So we can get rid of those two pieces. There you go. And you do that by clicking unlink on your edit menu. It highlights the unlinked part yellow. Click on the blue part so you know you're only grabbing on the unlinked section. You can move it to make sure. And we can get rid of this part, delete. So now we have a bed. I'm just going to move this a little closer to our new headboard. Okay. Make sure how it looks on both sides. It looks okay. Looks okay. Are we doing a new room each week? Well, let's see how this room goes, and maybe we can do that. So next, I want to make this bed feel a little bit more fallish, and I found some cute pillows from Spruce. So I'm going to add those pillows to the bed to really enhance the bed and make it feel more cozy. So let's reach out and grab some of the pillows that we have set up. I think I'm going to grab these 3 here. Let's bring that into our space. So there's already pillows on the bed. I think I'm going to keep one of the throw pillows out of these 2. So I'm just going to move it over for a second. So I move the pillows over. And now I'm going to place our new pillows. And what the goal is to hide the shadow right here that's left behind on the bed. So we're going to move this pillow up. And I really like the textures that come with these pillows, and I'll show you the different textures that you can change them to or purchase. And these fall colors really do make me very, very happy. I hope they make you as happy as they made me. Okay. So there's a reason why I use these pillows on the end, because of the ends of it. There's more of a curve. And it looks like it's resting on the bed, whereas this one is a little bit pointy on the ends. So I'm going to move these in. I think I want to move this one a little bit forward. So do use your rotate once you start positioning things, because everything is not always uniformed. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because imperfection is beautiful, right? And then we're going to use this long pillow here as well, because like I said before, while these pillows are beautiful, the points on this pillow is a little too pointy for a pillow that's heavy. It might fold, so we want to hide the points on the pillow. So I'm going to bring this throw pillow back. Move this pillow back a little bit. And it's okay if the tassel on this pillow goes behind the other one, because sometimes tassels fall like that in real life and it's totally okay. And we don't want this pillow too much into the other one in the back. So like I said, use your rotation tool to fiddle with it so that you can get it into the right position and hide your shadow. Now you can touch the pillow and it gives you options to change the different textures. I'm going to choose some textures that I feel like brings out the warmth of the fall. So I'm liking this orange and yellow. So I'm going to keep this one. Change around the colors. And I like this one as well. Kind of plays off the one we have. Let's get a little darker one, I guess. Oh, and there we go. I like those colors. We'll add it to our bed. Great. So now we have this extra pillow. Don't forget to unlink it. And again, edit link parts. Click on the pillow. Click unlink. And that should unlink it from the bed. If you're not sure, use move to make sure that it moves by itself and you're not moving the entire bed before you delete the extra pillow. Okay. All right. Now let's add something to kind of make our headboard look very fall-like. Let's see. So I picked out a few things because you can do so many things with your headboards. I just want to show you a few of them before I actually jump into what the final look would be. So I'm going to bring these over and I can show you. Again, I apologize for dragging you through the house. Okay, so I actually love this string light. It's like a poster from, I believe this is from Floor Plan. And if you like string lights like I do, we can always unlink this part. And the shadow. And keep just the string light. Oh, I didn't unlink it. Let's try it again. Unlink. Okay, looks like it's unlinked. Okay, there we go. And you can add this to your headboard if you like. If this is the look that you're going for, the feel that you want in your room, I think that's pretty Okay. You can get rid of this piece. Also, in the spirit of Halloween, because it's right around the corner, you can get the pumpkin string light from 𝐹𝑜𝓁𝓁. It's free, so you can go ahead and grab that if you want, and also add it to your headboard and be in the season of Halloween. So there's so many things you can do to add to your headboard to kind of personalize it and give it that extra goodness that you're going for, to add to your space. It doesn't have to just be completely just a headboard. You can just always add upon it, build upon it, and you'd have something totally different each time. So those, in case like you get bored, you want to switch it out, it's totally fine. And I figured you could also add a star for someone who wants something a little bit more masculine. So there's so many things you can do to your headboard to get that look you desire. It doesn't have to be just one thing. So I'm going to move these out of the way because I do have a headboard piece that I want to use. I'm actually going to keep the string lights because we're going to use that somewhere else in the room later on. So I'm just going to push this over into a next room until we are ready for it. So maybe I can put it out into the hallway. So I wanted to touch very, very lightly with fall pieces. And let me just get these pieces into our room. There. So this is called the Woodland Gallon by Vespertine. And I wanted to add this to the headboard. It looks like little strings of leaves. So pretty. It has that beautiful fall color. And I'm going to see if I can get it as close to the edge as possible. Can make it a little bigger. Okay. So it does look like it's being draped over the headboard. So it gives you that illusion. And then we have our wreath, which is a part of the same collection, the Woodland collection from Vespertine. Just going to move this in. And down. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay. So we have our settled touch of autumn. And let me just check chat. Oh, Conrad would like an initial. There are items that you can have and you can put your own initial on it. I think that would work perfect as well. The house is from Ansu, and no stress. I'm going to put all the credits and the details on the items that I'm using in the comment sections once the stream is done. So you can go grab anything that I am using here today. Okay. So now that we have our bed, and don't be afraid to add things to the top of the bed. So I'm going to add, let's go outside to where I have all my little selections that I chose for today. So you can add anything to your bed to kind of add that extra touch of fall. This piece is from, well, actually both pieces are from Dust Bunny. This is the cozy, part of the cozy reading collection, and the Cider Sunset collection. All very much in the fall spirit. And perfect to add to your bed. So I'm going to use the cider one because I think the color on it is really nice. Just going to make sure that it comes down as much as it can. At the end of the bed. And I'm going to get rid of the second one. So don't be afraid to build upon your creations and make it your own style and add things here and there. So now let's add the nightstand. Okay. And we don't want our nightstand in front of the door, so you're just going to move it over just a little bit and pull it out of the headboard. Again, use your camera control so you can get a complete look all around it to make sure it's lining up properly. I wanted something a little bit darker with the wood. So what I did was I used my edit link parts in my menu, my edit menu, and select face. I clicked on the top of the nightstand and the side. And in the texture tab, I added just a little bit of gray. I can get it the color that I want and still not lose the detail of the wood. I don't want it too dark and I don't want it too light. So I think that works. Has a nice balance there. Okay. And now let's build upon this night table. So let's see. I think I want to use the rose hip arrangement by Vespertine. And let's see. Candle, some books, a lamp by Fancy Decor, and of course some pumpkins. And I like to have a glass of water next to me when I go to bed, so I definitely took out a glass because every time I make a room, there's always a glass of water on the nightside table. You can really personalize it to make it feel a little bit more realistic. So I'm going to grab those pieces and bring it into our space. Okay. I think we can put the book down first. Okay, Spruce, have a nice day. Okay. So again, we always want to make sure that our books, our items on top of our tables, nightstand, anything that we're resting on each other, we want to make sure they touch so it looks like it's really a real thing and it's not floating. Move this over a little bit. Okay, it's touching. I can make this a little bit smaller. Make sure that it is touching our book. There we go. And to make a copy, just hold shift while you're selecting something and use your arrows to drag, and you'll be able to make a copy. Just gonna make this a little bit smaller so I can have some sort of symmetry with the two candles on the nightstand. And it doesn't look really bulky. It gives you, it makes the eye kind of fall off from the large lamp to the small one. If you have them at both sides, it doesn't give you that nice fall off effect. And now let's add our lamp. It's floating a little bit. There we go. And I picked out a few pumpkins. They also look a bit like they're fabric pumpkins. They are from Vespertine as well. They're called Velvet Spongy Beaded Pumpkin slash Spice. So that's really cute. I figured that they will be nice to add to play off all the colors that we have in our space. The yellow, the orange, the really nice golden warm fall colors. Okay, I'm going to leave a little space for our glass. Where did it go? Oh, there we go. Our glass, so that we can have our glass of water at night when you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I need a drink of water. There you go. This empty glass is from Nightstand Decor. Just bring it down just a little bit so it's not floating. I think this is a big part of decorating, is finding all the little details to add to your space that marry together so well, and it enhances the space. Let's add a second night table, and we're going to copy two pieces over. We're going to copy the lamp and the night table. So hold shift, click on the lamp after you selected the night table, and again hold shift to make a copy of things that are copyable, and we're going to copy this over to the next side of the bed. It's a little bit tight, so we're going to make this table a little bit smaller so it fits. There we go. It's out of the wall. Out of the bed. Okay. Great. So now let's fill this table with beautiful things. It's all about the details that we have to add to the space to actually make it stand out. So let's see what we can add. I'm thinking, let's see. I'm thinking picture frame, bottle of twinkles, string thingies. Let's do these. Let's do some more pumpkins. The velvet pumpkins. Select these. Okay. And let's bring this into our space. Okay. This artwork came from Ellen. I thought it was just perfect. And I just want to make sure that it's leaning on the headboard and not going through it. And we can make this a little smaller. Okay. These bottles are called glitter bottles by Kiki. And we're going to make them a little smaller as well because they're too big. Just going to make them a little smaller. Not too big, but not too small. Okay. Let's bring this down. All are very straight. So I think I can modify these bottles and move them around. Let's see. Great. Does look very much customizable. So let's move this bottle around so it doesn't look too odd. This is touching a little too much. Let's move this forward. There we go. And I have a box of fairy lights. I love fairy lights for the fall. They're so much fun. This box is very big, so again, you can always resize your items to fit them into your space or on top of the coffee table as you wish. But also keep in mind that you're trying to make it look a little realistic. So if things are too big and it doesn't look too real, you would want to resize them so it looks or gives the illusion that it's a real item. I can move this bottle back a little bit. Sometimes you have to get very close to certain items to grab it because they're so small. This little string that got away from the box. It's very cute. This is also from Vespertine. I think she does really well with fairy lights and making it feel very festive. And our pumpkins. I figured since we used an orange and yellow on the other nightstand, we can use a little bit of brown to really tie in the warm colors. Okay, and I'm gonna make sure it's not floating or stuck into the table. And one more, I think we have room for one more. Can really fill up this table perfectly. There we go. Well, not quite. This bottle is going into our lamp. We definitely don't want that. Okay, there we go. Is it looking good there? It's the little details. It's gonna drive me nuts. I hope I'm not driving you all nuts with my wanting to make sure everything is perfect. There you go. So now we have a bed, a headboard, new pillows, a little bit of fall decoration on the headboard, and beautiful fall night tables, and of course our glass for our glass of water at night. Our bed is ready. So now let's decorate the rest of the room. I really want to do something with this windowsill. I think this is so gorgeous that they have this extra piece. So I think I'm going to put a few cushions on it. So let's see. And I got just the perfect cushion. Again, this cushion is from Spruce, and I thought it would be perfect for the windowsill. I'm going to copy this over by holding shift and dragging. So I have two pieces. Just going to open it up just a little bit on one end and on the other end with the other cushion. Kind of fiddle them in so they don't go into each other, and move it up and down with the rotating tool. Because like I said, nothing has to be perfect. And you're probably wondering, why do I have cushions on the windowsill? I don't know. I just think it looks really pretty. But I promise it will tie all in. You can find these lamps at Fancy Decor. You could probably find them at Pier 1 as well. So let's change the color, the texture on these pillows to something a little bit more relaxing. I like that red. Red, kind of a red orange. Number 3. I think that works. Okay. And now let's add some curtains. Window treatment. So you want to go just above the window frame. Let's get a little closer. Sorry if the camera is all over the place, guys. I apologize. Okay. And we want to make sure that it's not going into the night table, and it's not. It's perfect. It is a bit long, and to shorten this, you can see it's broken down into different pieces, and we can make it shorter. So I love when creators make things customizable and you can actually shorten it or make it longer as you wish. So I'm going to pull this in as much as I can. And then I'm going to adjust the center piece. And now I'm going to make the curtains a little bit longer. And when I'm stretching this, I'm only going to stretch one end, so I don't have my stretch both sides checked. It's unchecked. And I selected only on one side of the curtain. And I'm going to stretch this as far down to the floor as I can without it going into the floor. And I'm going to do that to the next curtain as well, as far as down without it going into the floor. Now that we have those curtains up, I am going to put the other curtains up on this window. And let's rotate this around. We may have to open these curtains back up because this window is wider. Okay. And now let's adjust the centerpiece. Stretch one side all the way over to connect to the other end. And now we have curtains on our window. So we do have this wall on this side, and I really put some thought into what I want in this room, in this space. And so I have a little surprise DIY project for you all. You can try it, and when you do try it, please take your pictures. I really want to see it. Put it in the Discord, tag me. I can't wait to see what you guys do with this one. So I want to make a closet, but it's more like a armoire or wardrobe. But I wanted something to kind of fit into the aesthetics of this room. So let's see what I found. So I found this bookcase. And I really love how this bookcase looks. But of course, it's not a closet. So we're going to change this into a closet. So let's bring this into our space. Okay, just gonna position it for now because we have to do some modifications. So first things first, we don't want the books, so we're gonna reach in and we're gonna grab the books on the shelves. And as you can see, I've selected one set of books, and these are the books that I grabbed. So it looks like I have to grab the ones on the far right end and left. So I'm just going to make sure it's highlighted when I click on them, and it's only the books that I'm pulling out. So now all of our books are highlighted, and I'm going to just simply drag this forward and I'm going to click on link. There we go. We unlinked our books and we no longer need the books, so we can go ahead and delete. Now the shelves inside of this bookcase, I don't really want them. So I'm going to use edit, link parts, and select faces. I'm going to click on one shelf. One shelf should highlight all the shelves. As you can see, all the shelves lit up. We're going to go to texture and we're going to make the transparency 100. That would get rid of our shelves. We no longer have shelves in this bookcase. I can move this back a little bit. Okay. So let's reach out and get a clothing rack that I picked out. So I really like the clothes on this clothing rack, and that's what we're going to use. We're not going to use the rack because if we stretch it, it's going to be too much prims, and we don't want to really use all of our prims on just having a custom closet. So let's bring this back into our space, and I'll show you how we're going to modify this rack and make it our closet clothes. So I'm going to unlink the rack itself because as you can see, all the clothes pieces are individual pieces and it will take you forever to try and unlink that. So let's unlink the rack, which is one piece. So we're going to unlink it. When you unlink the rack, you will see that it is one prim, and the reason why I'm not using it in this closet space, because when you stretch it, it gets really deformed, and the prim count goes up from 1 to 4, and we can do something else with the other 3 prims. So I'm going to get rid of this rack base and just keep the clothes. All right, and now we're going to do a simple modification with what we already have. So we have these curtains that has a rod. We're going to make a copy of them by holding shift. And we're going to use the centerpiece that I showed you. If you click on the curtains themselves, there's a menu before we unlink. We're going to click on the menu and we're going to change the metal to silver. So it changed to silver. We have that one piece that changed to silver right there. You guys can see that. So now we're going to unlink this one piece. Unlink. We don't need the rest of the curtains. We can get rid of that. Delete. Now we're going to rotate this to fit into our new closet. This is going to be the pole that holds our clothes. I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller because I don't like how thick it looks. Gonna make this right there. And we're going to stretch it on the red dot so it gets longer until it sticks out just a little bit on this end, and then you push it back so it's perfectly tucked into the bookcase a little bit. So I'm not going to fiddle with the rod just yet. Now we're going to put the clothes inside. You want to put in the clothes, look at it from above to make sure it's not poking through the glass as it is now. And you're going to move it all the way back. And as you can see, it is going through the back. That's fine. we can modify that as well. Let's get rid of this menu. Modify it all the way back. Edit link parts, and we're going to stretch the back just so you can see the dots. We want the green dot. You want to just move that one piece back. Doesn't have to be that wide, but just enough so it fits into our space. There we go. And then of course the base part, you can stretch that part as well. Give it a nice finishing touch right there. And now we can slide into the closet and move the rod back and a little up. So it gives the illusion that the clothes are hanging up. You can see a piece that's kind of coming through. You want to fiddle it with it and make sure that it fits into each end. And let's take the rod and stretch it. Now remember, this rod is 1 prim, and even though we're making it longer, it's still going to remain 1 prim, unlike the first rack, which is why we did not use it. And we want to use the red part, and again, we're not stretching both sides. We're only stretching one side at a time. Okay, and now we're on this side of the closet. Again, this is still 1 prim, and we can move this back in like so. We don't see it poking out. I'm going to make the color of the silver a little bit darker by adding a little bit of gray so it doesn't stand out too much in the closet. Sorry, my camera's all over the place. And we're going to make a quick copy of this clothes, the clothes that we've added. And we're not going to leave it like this. We kind of want to turn it the next direction so it doesn't look copy-ish, you know, like you just dragged it, but you put some thought into it. So move it around so it doesn't look samey. Okay, so let's move this back a little bit. Gonna select all the pieces from the top, make sure everything's selected, and we're gonna move it back to the wall, and we're gonna move it over to the corner because we still have a door that opens and we don't want the door to be in our new closet. Okay. So let's fill the closet up with some more knickknacks. And I selected some clothes piles from Dust Bunny and what is this? A storage box. Oh, and I did have a little knitting box that we can add as well. So let's bring those over. These are all from Dust Bunny. Let's turn the camera so we can get back into our room and bring these pieces inside. Gonna move these over for now. And I'm gonna place some of these clothes piles at the bottom right here. You can move them around so that they fit properly. There we go. Let's add our storage box into the closet. Sometimes you have to get a little bit close to the items you're putting in because the stuff that we made invisible, it's still there. Okay, that's one box. Let's get a little closer. Grab it again. Can make a second box. And let's modify the second box and make it a little smaller. You have to get a little closer. There we go. Okay. And this is our box of knitting things. Because we love knitting in the fall. Put this in right here. Okay, make it a little smaller. Let's get another storage box. Get really close to the storage box. There we go. And copy it over by holding Shift. Let's rotate it on the other side so we can see it a little bit better. And our final pile of clothes, we can add that on top of our storage box. Let's make it a little smaller. we go. So the item I has the knitting item, it did come as a gotcha, but Dust Bunny also offered packs where you purchase the copyable pack, and I just purchased the copyable pack at the time, so it was easier for me because I decorate a lot, and I just don't like not having items copyable. So it is from Dust Bunny. It was a part of gotchas. I don't know what their policy now is for gotchas, but that particular item, I did get it as a copyable item. So now we have a closet that matches the aesthetics of the room. Okay. This wall is very empty for me, and I want to add something in this space to kind of fill the wall up. And so let's bring in some art. Back to our, and I selected a whole bunch of art pieces. So these are more, I'm not going to use this set, but if you are more of a guy that lives in the room, or you want more of a masculine touch and it's not so girly, cutesy, these planets are great to use. They are from Floor Plan and will make a great addition to the fall. Your fall jazzing up of your space. So let's add some artwork in our space. So I'm gonna grab this one, this one, this one. Oh, the star will be great. This frame and this other star wreath will be nice as well. So let's grab those. Bring those over. Okay. So I'm going to put the longer piece next to our new closet. So it kind of ties in. Let's turn it a little bit to face the wall. And remember our little rule about hanging art at eye level or just above your avatar's head. Okay. Just put some cuteness on the wall. There we go. It doesn't have to go side by side. You can make one high and low. That way it plays off the eyes. I want to get a little closer to it to make sure it's not too high. Sometimes envision yourself getting on a bench and hanging up your artwork, and if it looks like it's too high, it's probably too high. That's how you measure your artwork. And I'm going to add this star, let's see, right at the bottom. Maybe right here. I'm going to move this up a little bit or make it a little smaller. I am so in the way. Let me get out of the way. There we go. So these pieces that we've used so far are all from floor plan, the star, and these paintings. And then we have a frame that you can add a picture of a loved one in and a wreath. Let's move this in just a little bit. There we go. And I want it in the center of that wall. I'm going to get closer to make sure how high it is. It can come down a little bit. Okay. And the wreath, I'm going to hang the wreath off the painting a little bit. It's going to look like it's positioned just on the corner of it. So you're going to use your rotation tool to rotate it onto the frame. Make sure it doesn't go in. There we go. Get a little closer so you make sure everything is not stuck in each other, but it looks like it's resting on it. There you go. Again, you can add a nice little picture of your cat, yourself, your dog, but it's a cute way to bring in the little bit of yellow with the gold and to tie in the two stars, as well as to tie in the artwork in the room by having it spread out from one end to a next. Let's add some more stuff to that corner. Oh, let's check the chat. Okay. Oh my God. So the pictures are not uploaded. The pictures are actually, they come with the item from floor plan. They're very, very good at giving you these beautiful, soft portraits that you don't have to do anything with. And it's just out of the box, on the wall, perfect, ready to go, no stress. So I highly suggest visiting floor plan for your art pieces. There are tons of fall themed paintings, artwork that will really make your wall look so amazing. It's so great. Would it be possible to show how to add custom photos to your photo frame? Sure. I can show you how to do that. So let's see. I do have add your photo here, and you want to add it onto the frame. Go to texture, And before you do all of that, you want to go to, just to be sure, edit link parts, select face, click on the part that says edit, add your photo here, open the texture, and you look for where it says add your texture there. This is the window. So now I'm going to pick a picture that I recently had done. Let's see. Quin. Okay. So before you let go, you make sure that this is what you want. This is the picture you want, and you haven't changed the texture of the entire picture frame. If something like that happens, let's say you didn't use edit link parts and select face and the entire picture frame changes, it's okay. Once you haven't closed the pick texture window, you can always click cancel and it would go back to the last add your photo here. So don't panic if the entire thing changes. All right, so we can go ahead and add my profile picture to the frame. Okay. So now let's add some more to that corner. So I wanted to add, let's see, a dresser. Even though we have a closet, we still want to add our undergarments to our dresser. So let's grab this dresser over and I am going to put on this dresser, let's see what we have left. These pieces here. I think these will work fine on the dresser. Okay, we'll fiddle with them once we get in our space. I love this rack, and I'm going to show you a little thing that I like to do with this rack. I like to pull pieces from it. So this little bag, I love the bag. I'm just going to take it from the rack. Edit link parts, click on the bag, click on link, and take the bag. Thank you, rack, for my new bag. So I'm going to add this bag to our space as just the bag and not the rack. And the bag is one prim once you unlink it. Oh, no, that's fine. Anything that you need help with, please don't hesitate to ask. And welcome to SL. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Let's bring our dresser into our space. I'm going to place the dresser first. I'm still holding on to everything, but I'm eyeballing the position on the dresser. Gonna move this dresser back. And maybe center it a little bit. There we go. So now that I have it, I'm just gonna let go of the dresser by holding shift and clicking on it, and I'm still holding on to everything else. Gonna move this forward a little bit and out to the side. So let's start with my bag that I stole from the rack. I actually like this bag. I like the image on the bag. And I want this to feel like home. You know, you came home from a long day. You're just going to rest your bag on the dresser, kick off your shoe. Of course, after you take a shower and jump into the bed. All right. The panonis are a little bit too springish for me, so I'm going to go ahead and hide the panonis. And I'm doing that by using edit link parts and select faces and clicking on the panonis and the leaf part, texture. And again, this is all one prim, so I can't pull it apart. Once it's one prim, you would have to just hide the textures. I'm gonna hide the stems as well and the flower bouquet wrapping. So I'm gonna make that 100 as well. So now all I'm left with is the bag. Cute bag, and the color works perfectly in the room. I really like the vase on this. I'm gonna hide again. So this vase is one prim, and once it's one prim, you can't unlink items from it. You can only hide it. So I'm gonna hide the glasses and the books actually, and we're gonna hide those because I just want the vase. Oh, and we can also hide the shadow. Okay. And remember, to do this, you must use your edit link parts and select faces. Then click on the faces you want to hide. Go to texture and set it to 100 for transparency. And we have some pumpkins. These are all from, except for the bag, from Dahlia. It's really cute. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so it can fit on our dresser. Move this back a little bit. Make sure it's not going into the wall. And it's not floating. Perfect. Just gonna add this frame as well. And the frame comes with its own image, so you don't have to go searching for an image. And I think it's so cute. It's a little deer. It's very fall feelish, so I like that. It does put you in a mood of nice warmth, coziness. Just move this back a little bit and make sure it's not going into our vase. So let's turn this around a little bit. This way maybe. That's a little bit better. I don't want it to hide the bag we stole. Here we go. Doesn't hide it too much. And I turned the frame to face where the door is, so that way when someone walks in, and I'm going to walk in from this angle and show you. This is the door. The frame on the desk, the dresser is facing where the door is. Again, use your art to pull people in and to play on your guests' eyes. It's a great and neat trick. I'm going to add a frame on this wall right over this lamp. Let me just grab it. I think I have it outside. Okay. This little unicorn, because we're all beautiful unicorns. Okay. Okay, there's our frame, and we want to turn it to face the wall so we can hang it on our wall right up against bed. It's a little too big. That's okay. We can stretch it to change the size. A little bit smaller. There we go. Again, over the avatar's head, not completely high, too high on the wall. So it plays off a nice illusion. We can bring this down a little bit more too. So it ties into that corner and makes the wall feel full. And now we have this little space right behind the door, and when you open the door, you notice it opens this way, and this closet is a little too big. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to select the entire closet, and I'm going to shrink it a little bit. Not the house. So everything in the closet looks like it's selected. Let's move it out of the way to see. Yes. And we're going to shrink it a little bit because it's too big. And we're going to move it over, not the house, into the wall and down. Let's see now. Let's open our door. There we go. The door opens and it doesn't go into our closet. So that tells us that we have very small space, limited space to work with. So I'm going to add a mirror by 𝐹𝑜𝓁 and a wreath by 𝐹𝑜𝓁. Turn these around. Pay attention to the little details that come with items. Like this one has a plug, and we don't want the plug to be in the molding. So we want to bring this over and move this back. Yes, it's going into the closet. That's okay. We're going to fix that. And now let's stretch this. Oops, wrong. Stretch. Great. Stretch this over. Okay. And now for our wreath. We want our wreath to look like it's leaning off the wall with invisible strings. So let's rotate this a little bit. It gives this kind of a lean effect to it. Let's bring it down a little bit. It does add a nice fall touch to it, and we want to make it a little bit smaller, just a little too big. There we go. Oh, that looks nice. And now if we open our door, it's not affected. Nothing's going through the door. Works perfectly. So let's bring in our rug. Let's go all the way to the front of the house where we have all our supplies. And oh, and we have bedroom slippers. Yep, and a rug. So the bedroom slippers are from Fancy Decor, and the rug is from 𝐹𝑜𝓁𝓁. They are both non-copy, so you don't want to delete these. Okay. Rug is a little too big for me. I'd rather something a little bit smaller, so I'm going to use the stretch, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. There we go. And let me get out of the rug. Make sure that it is touching the floor and not floating. This is a little high. It's a little plush. There we go. And we have our bedroom slippers. Let's get this out of the way. We can just put it right there on our rug. And is it floating? Is it floating? Okay, there we go. Our bedroom slipper. So now we have a full room. That we can now spend our fall in and hide away from the world. Okay, so there's something that I want to show you all that a lot of people don't do, and it's a little extra. I can be a little extra at times. It's decorating your door. A lot of people don't do this. I don't understand why. You can add things to your door. You cannot overdo adding things to the door. So pick and select the things that you want to add to your door. And I'm just going to show you guys this now. It is the fall, so let's go back to our lovely rack and let's grab the umbrella. So the umbrella does come with the jacket and the scarf. That's fine. Let's unlink it. You unlink it and it's 2 prim impact. And that's probably because of the size of it. So we're going to bring this closer to the room. And what we're eyeing here is the umbrella. So we're going to turn the umbrella around And we're going to move the umbrella in onto our doorknob. And we're going to move this umbrella down. And just to get things out of the way, let's go ahead and hide the jacket and the scarf. Again, to do that, you're going to be using your edit link parts and select faces. Once you've selected those two parts, by clicking on them, go to texture and make your transparency 100. And now you're left only with the umbrella in your visual, actually, because it's still there, but the only thing you can see is the umbrella. So we're going to move this umbrella down onto our doorknob. It is the fall. It's going to be rainy. And we want to grab our umbrella because this is ours and our cousin keeps stealing it at the door. So we're going to bring it into the bedroom. So don't want to lose your umbrella in the fall. So we're going to hang it on the doorknob. Okay, and use your camera control to get a perfect 360 around your umbrella to make sure that it's positioned on the doorknob. It's not going into the door like such. So now we have our umbrella hanging on our door, but when you click it, it doesn't move with the door. Boo. I'll show you how to fix that. And remember when I said we're actually going to use the string lights? Let's bring the string lights in. Let's add that to our door as well. Why not? We do like our lights. And this is perfect. Say, if for instance, you have a kid or a teenager, you want to hang maybe some banners or a little artwork drawing that they did on their door. This is a great way to add a personal touch to their space. Let's make this a little bit smaller. I just want to make sure that it's lined up with the door and not the door frame, because we are attaching this to the door. Bring this down a little bit, and let's shrink it just a little bit more to make sure that it's lined up. There we go, lined up with the door. Imagine just hanging this up with a little bit of thumbtacks, and it's not floating, it's on the door. As you can see, everything is on the door. Great. It's not on the frame of the door. And to make sure that's not on the frame, just open the door. And well, it's on the frame here. This is exactly what I mean. Let's bring this down onto the door. Okay. Stretch. Is it on the door now? I think it's on the door. All right. I think that's on the door now. Let's see. Cross fingers. So now we're going to open the door. And if it's floating like this, that means it's supposed to be attached to the door. Great. So now with the onsu houses, you notice the whole entire house. When I click on it, it selects the entire house. Use your edit link parts actually, and you remove and click on the door. The door is going to highlight blue. What you want to do on the menu is click unlink. You're going to get a little notice to unlink. Click unlink. It's now yellow, which means the door is unlinked from the rest of the house. Click on your umbrella, click on your string lights, and then lastly, click on your door. And now you want to click link. This is what it's supposed to look like when you click on your door. Now when you touch the door, your umbrella and string lights move with your door. So it's a fun way to add little cute things to your door and really personalize your space and make it your own. I'm just gonna throw my eye on chat. If anyone has any questions, let me see if I can answer them now. If you have any questions on how to modify or how to add more things to your door, please let me know. Leave me a comment. I'm available on Discord. We do have an amazing community. You can leave a message there. We're all helpful to each other. If you send me a message in World, I may not answer right away, but I normally get around to responding. Again, if you haven't joined the Discord group, do join the Discord. We do have, like I said, a wonderful, wonderful community of Robins. We're all willing to help. We're all loving and welcoming. There is only positivity and love for decorating and love for each other. I will be posting all the credits in the comment section. Once the stream is done, it will be pinned to the top. I'm so happy that you enjoyed the little touches that I did to this space, and you can use it in your space when you get a chance. Definitely take some pictures, drop it in our Discord, and let's see what you've been doing with your space for the fall. I can't wait to see what you all are doing. So I really hope that you all enjoyed this decorating video today. This was actually my first time decorating live stream. I hope I didn't bore you all too much, and you actually enjoyed the little tips and tricks that I did in this space to make it what it is. Let's see if I can get my cam working. And you can try these tricks as well to make your space fall ready. Okay. And of course, I'm stuck. Doesn't SL love me? There we go. So there we go, my lovely robins. We have created a cozy space for all ages. And I've showed you pieces that you could substitute and switch out for, depending on who you're decorating the space for and what you would like to add to the space to make it your personal space. So again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put a question down in the comment section below. This might be something that we do once a week. No promises. We'll just see how it goes. I would love to see, what do you guys think? Do you think this is something you want to see? Please leave a comment and we'll see what we can do moving forward. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, as it does help our channel grow. And I can't wait to meet all of you. So again, thank you guys so much for helping me create such a cozy, fall, welcoming bedroom space that is just relaxing and filled with a lot of pieces that bring us joy. So thank you again, my robins, for being great, being wonderful, being kind, and I adore you all. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.